Welcome to another special episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs, one digital footprint at a time. With me, I have today Bryce Cleveland. Bryce,
What's up, my
main man. At Scalp Aesthetics.
Yes.
Scalp Aesthetics. Tell us about. I got so many questions for you, man. It's like I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
From the beginning, at the middle, at the end.
Yeah.
But let's start with what Scalp Aesthetics is all about.
So what Scalp Aesthetics is, it's the process of creating an illusion of hair by basically tattooing ink on your head. So my head, it looks like I have hair, but really it's a tattoo. What I did was I formulated and made the machine, the needle, the process, the ink from start to finish. And through building a culture within our community and really finding people who are passionate about doing what we do, we have over 150 locations all over the world. We're in Kuwait, Russia, Dubai, all throughout Europe, Australia, Mexico. We have 60 locations in the States. And how we've really built it is finding people passionate. It's all about creating a culture of people who were changed by this. Every single person who has bought into our franchise is somebody who's been affected by balding in their life. If it's a woman, their husband had it, or if they have experience in it. If it's a guy, they were once a customer. They got so passionate about it. And what we call it's called the Scalp of Life. It's someone who's lost and now is found. It's Scalp Aesthetics, Scalp of Life. And it's a lifestyle. It's when you watch somebody and they get their head done, how they change overnight, the sound of their voice, everything. They're just different people. They go out into life different. It's about living life different once you have this done.
It's a confidence builder.
Yeah.
What it sounded to me like, if somebody goes in there and they're very self-aware of something that they might have lost.
Exactly.
In their life, even if it is some of your hair and everything else, and I might be also not just a talk show host, but I might also be a client.
Yes. Exactly.
But wait a minute, so that's an illusion. What I'm seeing right now is
exactly.
It's
so
an
we
illusion.
mimic the exact follicle. We make everything is proprietary to us. And when I first started this company, it wasn't easy. I thought that it would be a hit. And it wasn't. I spent a lot of money in marketing, and it was a bust. And I'm like, why aren't people really tagging on to this? Because back in the day, 10 years ago, you tell someone you're gonna tattoo their head, it's gonna look like hair. They're gonna tell you to get effing lost. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. And so I had to find my why. I had to come back and say, why am I doing this? I mean, what gets me up in the morning? Why am I getting into this? And it was to change lives. It was to help people. So what I did was I found kids from all over the world, not all over the world, mostly just in the country, and I'd fly them into upstate. I'm from Rochester, New York. I'd fly them in, and I'd do their heads for free. I keep flying them in, keep flying them in. The media started getting attention on what we were doing. And I had my one friend, he had a limo service. He'd pick them up in a limo. My other buddy, he worked at a hotel. He got me discounts on the hotel to put them up in hotels. My other buddy owned a restaurant. We'd feed them, right? So we'd treat these kids and we'd find kids at hospitals, that were suffering with cancer, that were, between 16 and 18 years old, and we changed lives. Some of them were even younger, actually. We had parent consent. So I opened up my own locations across the East Coast, and I'm like, there's gotta be a different way. I gotta find people that see the vision that I see and see how this really can change people's lives. And when you go out there and you believe in the miracles and you're open to the miracles in life, just think the world moves out of the way for you. And that's what's happening up till now. I mean, we keep on raising the bar and entering new locations. And with every new challenge comes a new, we're in Australia, the trademarks, the this, the that, the lawyers. I mean, it's, when you're dealing with these other countries and all that, it's the challenges, it's just every new spot you come, you got a new challenge, but you face it, you grow with it, and you build.
But here's what I heard about your story,
yeah.
Bryce, which for anybody that is starting a business or is looking to expand their business, is that you failed with whatever marketing that you were using 10 years ago. It was not working out, and then you created your own small little village of people, of your own strategic partners. Let's use that word. The guy that had the hotel, the guy that had the limo, the guy that had the restaurant, and you brought them all together, and you brought the excitement to them. They bought into your dream, and they were benefiting the same way.
I dropped out of high school when I was 16 years old, and I didn't have a lot to fall back on. And I think school, when I look at people that we hire in business, if they have a four-year college degree, honestly, I really don't want anything to do with them. they have a chip on their shoulder. They've got this thing where they went to business school, they know how to do an Excel spreadsheet, and for a kid who has worked in a company for 4 years and a kid who's out of college and partying for the last 4 years, they're not the same level, they're not the same place. I mean, really, that's when we hire people, I look at character, I look at being a sponge, I look at someone who has their back up against the wall, that really wants to get dirty and learn something. And that's what I really base my whole company on. It's getting creative, getting in there, thinking, and constantly innovating. We are always innovating our product. All day long, I think, how do I serve my customers better? How do I serve my affiliates better? How do I grow? How do I grow? It keeps me up at night. It's all I do. When you lead that way with passion and by example, and you're not sitting there saying, well, I have this. I know kids with master's degrees that are jobless right now, because they didn't get creative, they didn't get their ass in gear and really say, what am I going to do with myself? And they're just trying to follow it. School was made for people to work for somebody, and you can't really fly like an eagle when you're, when you got a company that you're working for that's really guiding you. It's just, you're at their will. So.
Here's where you are, though. Your passion is so infectious, that it's taking me,
all over the place. I know. Sorry.
No,
I apologize.
No, not at all. Because it's inspirational, and it's so cool. But here's one of the things that I'm also hearing is that you would rather have somebody that's gone to the school of hard knocks, some street savvy kid out there that can bring you that energy, that street smart, rather than the 4-year college kid who has the sense of entitlement.
Exactly.
What the hell happened with that sense of entitlement right now? That we all want these things like right now. We can't wait. I want my success right now. But you were patient. You were patient, and you saw it. You knew it. You persevered, and here you are.
Yeah. And even in a sales level, even kids. Kids, the older generation, they've got a little bit more. Even the older generation, when it comes to sales, they're like Jack in the Boxes. They don't stop. They've been seasoned. They've been through those rough times of, cold calling, going through the constantly dealing with customers, building relationship. I like guys that don't know how to really text, and I got to teach them that stuff because they know how to build real relationships with people. When we talk to clients and we bring them in, they know how to follow up with them, build something really, really strong. A lot of kids nowadays, it's all about, there is no relationship. It's let's just email them, let's throw them in the system, let's throw them an email. No, these guys get on the phone, they build something strong and something worth grabbing. And if we can take these, and I'm young, I'm 32 years old, but I see these 50-year-old guys, it's scary because they're getting out of the business. It's nice to take a young kid and show him what that old school mentality with the new school, CRM systems together can really do some magic.
Well, here's what happens is that you might be young in years, 32 years, but you're an old soul, and you respect what some of the old school people did, which was the old-fashioned picking up the phone, make that phone. Pound the pavement and go out there and make your sales go. And you respect that, and you encourage that. Whereas, some other people are saying, well, let's just throw 1 million emails out there. Let's just spend, $20,000 on these email programs.
I'll sit there with young kids a lot. We'll sit there and ponder about, and whiteboard everything out. And it's like, listen, you got to get your ass in gear. The way how you're happy. Whenever I set goals, I swear to God, when I hit a goal, I'm bored as hell. Hitting a goal is the most boring thing ever. And I finally really felt that. And really, what makes me happy is the effing chase. Chasing your dreams is living your dreams. When you're in constant progression, when you wake up and you've grown more than you were the day before, it's like when you work out, you see results, it feels good, right? That's what makes you happy. That's the drive. That's the exciting part. When you get there, it's like, okay, great, I got it. But man, then you sit back and say, wow, that was a lot of fun. You know what I mean? That was a lot of fun what I was doing. So, I just try to always be in progression mode and always be moving. I don't like sitting around and talking about, man, I got this idea and oh man, okay, let's go watch Lost or let's go watch TV. Man. You know what I mean? Like I don't watch that stuff. I'm at home, I'm on the phone, I'm grinding, I'm always working. Me and my wife, we have a deal. It's like, listen, this is what I do. When I'm home with the kids, I'm home with the kids. A lot of these guys like, well, you don't nod with your kid enough, right? Well, you're sitting there watching TV with your beer and your kids are run all over the place. Great, you're with them, you're not really with them. When I do it, right? But when I work, I'm in it. And it's all I do. And it's like you can say all the rosies and fuzzy stuff, but stop and smell the roses, relax, take a break. But you know what? If you're gonna take a break, just know that while you're taking a break, you're risking out on the opportunities of getting down the road. So take a break, but just know when you're taking that break, you're not getting down the road of doing something really, really special.
Is the hunt then what really is more fun than actually getting the prey and eating the prey?
The hunt is, and just watching, for me, this is like a love thing for me, watching people's life change. I mean, getting the phone calls, watching the emails, creating something really, really cool. We have a huge conference coming up. It's actually exactly 2 months from now at the Talking Stick Casino and Hotel. And I have every single one of my locations coming from all over the world to one place where it's going to be so surreal. I mean, from Thailand, China, everywhere. And just watching what I've done for them. I've kind of stepped back where I was changing lives of people that were balding, and now I change the lives of people that come on with us. It's like, I have guys that working at Trader Joe's, and they came on with us. Now they're making 6 figures, and they're doing what they love. I mean, when can you? I would say 70% of the population can't say when they leave work that they love what they do. And when you can love what you do and make a great living on it, that's magical. You feel good. You're a better husband to your wife. It just isn't. It's infectious, right? It's infectious when you feel good every day of what you're doing. There's something real special about that, and I like creating that.
You remind me, and you're from the East Coast, you would appreciate the saying, the very famous Tony Bennett. He said that he's never worked one day in his life because every day he's doing something that he loves to do. And that's what you remind me of, is you do what you love to do. And it never feels like work.
My dad is a hard ass. I mean, this guy is tough as balls, right? Just tough. Never really gave me a hug, never nothing, but he was. I mean, just a pain in the butt. I mean, it's just ruthless, right? But this guy, I was so lucky to be able to watch him because his work was his haven. When he went to work, he created things. He's a huge entrepreneur, and he never really taught me. He said, "Here, son," he never really brought me fish. But I got to be around him and watch how he didn't listen to anyone saying negativity. I mean, if you want to talk bad about something, he just walk away. And he was just always thinking on the next thing. He was always in his mind. When you talk to him, all of a sudden the phone rang, and you would realize he wasn't even listening to you because he's always just lost. And it was hard to deal with, with a guy like that. But what I learned 8 years working beside him, growing up younger, working beside him. When all my other brothers were playing, I was there working all summer long, working for him. And I learned so much from that, is that, work can be a haven. It can be a passion. It can be something special. It's a way that you move things. And you know what? You can have it all. Money's not evil. You can have the Rolls Royce outside, the big house, the everything, and still be a good husband, give to charities. Money is the way things move, right? You move things with money. It's how it's how you really make movements and you do really good things. I mean, it's okay. People are been lied to. They have this whole big culture thing where it's like, oh, he makes money, he's that. It's like they want you to be there. They want you to sit there. It's like getting outside of yourself. People blame their parents for stuff. It's like, if you're gonna blame my dad, people are like, your dad was kind of an asshole, And it's like, what? If I'm gonna blame him for being an asshole, why don't I blame him for everything then? Blame him for being the way he was and being such a consistent figure in my life. So that's the reason why I am here today. Never gave me a dime, never gave me anything, but you know what? He was someone that was really, really special in my life, that I know that was someone that I probably will never ever end up being, but it's like that thing that you idolize, but I can never have that work ethic, I can never have that, but something that is a strong figure,
And just right now, if you permit me, I really found why you will always be successful, Bryson, because it is that chase. And maybe, as you said, and to use your words, that I would never be like my dad, and would never be able to achieve his work ethic. And it seems to me you're chasing that every day, and that fuels your fire. Yeah. And that's what's setting you apart from everybody else in the world. Because you
exactly.
Every day you're going, I want to be better, I want to be better, I want to be better. And that is satisfying you. And the money that you make is just a byproduct of that fuel, of that fire that you got inside of you.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Jesus, man. We're all fired up over here. You know what I mean? I'm going to be the fly on the wall on the Indian talking stick resort. I'm just going to be there with a little.
No, you're coming. You're coming to it.
Thanks,
I'm going to bring you.
I'd love to get just 5-10 minutes or there just listening to you. It's just very inspirational, and it just gets us to realize that, look, if you have that dream, if you have that passion, that drive, that temperament that you have in order to, make things work and execute things, I feel that anybody can
have action around it, and you know what, and live it as if. What I do in the morning is I meditate. I sit there and I'm like, what does it feel like to have what I want? How does that feel, right? And you keep doing that every morning, all of a sudden you start walking different, acting different, seeing things different. When it's something so lost and far away, you don't get excited about it, but when you feel it now, and it's almost like playing a role, right? You feel it now as if it is now. What does it smell like? I mean, you on Miami Beach with the ocean smell? I mean, everything. What are you driving? The leather you smell, everything. Feel it now and get excited about it. Then go out into the world. Then go out in the world like that. That's how you do it. And you feel it now. Because why not feel it now? And then what happens is, I'm telling you, the world freaking miracles happen. You got to be open to it. That's it.
What color is your Rolls Royce, man?
It's silver.
With that, we're out.